I joined Roblox at 2 a.m. and got a message from my best friend, but he was asleep in real life. The message said, "Don't join me." I thought it was a joke until I clicked his profile and saw he was in a game called Do Not Enter. I joined anyway, and my screen went black. Would you join that game? I was home alone when my dog suddenly started growling at the back window. I looked outside and saw a man standing completely still, staring into my house. I grabbed my phone to call my mom, but when I looked back, he was gone. A minute later, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "You should have locked the back door." My heart dropped. I checked the back door. It was wide open. Question: what would you do first? I woke up at 3:07 a.m. and couldn't move. My room was completely silent until I saw a tall shadow standing in my doorway. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. Slowly, it walked closer and whispered, "You finally see me." Then I blinked, and it was suddenly inches from my face. When I could finally move, I checked my phone, and there was a blurry photo taken at 3:07 a.m. from inside my room. Would you sleep in that room again? My little brother said he heard someone whispering under his bed every night. I didn't believe him until I checked under mine and heard a voice whisper, "Don't look behind you." I slowly turned around, and my brother was still asleep. What would you do if this happened to you? At exactly 2:13 a.m., I woke up to a tapping sound on my bedroom window. At first I thought it was rain or a tree branch, but the tapping kept getting louder. I slowly looked outside and froze. A clown was standing in my backyard, staring straight at me with a huge smile. I quickly shut the blinds and grabbed my phone. My heart dropped when I got a text from an unknown number. "Why'd you close the blinds?" I felt sick. There was no way anyone should know I had just done that. I locked my bedroom door and tried calling my mom, but then I heard something downstairs. Footsteps. Slow. Heavy. Getting closer. Then my bedroom door creaked open by itself. Another text popped up. "I liked you better at the window." A guy said he used a sleep tracking app that recorded sounds during the night. One morning he checked the audio because it said there was movement at 3:18 a.m. At first it was just silence, then footsteps, right beside his bed. A few seconds later the recording picked up his own voice mumbling, "Who are you?" He lives alone. The creepiest part, he was still asleep in the recording. Then another voice answered, "You can see me?" A guy said he heard someone trying to unlock his front door late at night. He thought it was a drunk neighbor until the person stopped. Then came a quiet knock. "I know you're in there," a voice said. He stayed completely silent. A minute later his phone buzzed. It was a text from an unknown number. "Wrong apartment." Then another message came in. Wait, no, it wasn't. A girl said she woke up around 3 a.m. and went to the bathroom. Still half asleep, she looked in the mirror while washing her hands. Everything looked normal until she turned off the sink. Her reflection didn't stop moving. It kept staring at her, slowly smiled, and tapped on the glass, then whispered, "Don't turn around." A girl said she was driving home when the car behind her kept flashing its headlights. She got scared and thought the driver was following her. Every time she slowed down, the car slowed down too. Panicking, she called her mom. Her mom told her to drive straight to a gas station. When she pulled in, the driver jumped out and yelled, "Don't get back in your car." There had been someone hiding in her back seat the whole time. A guy said he always locked his bedroom door before sleeping because he lived alone. One night around 3 a.m., he woke up to the sound of the lock slowly turning. Click. His bedroom door opened a little. Half asleep, he yelled, "Hello?" No answer. Thinking he imagined it, he got up and locked the door again. Then his phone buzzed. It was a notification from his security camera. Motion detected. Bedroom. A group of friends went camping and took a picture before going to sleep. The next morning, one guy looked at the photo again. There were supposed to be 4 people, but in the back, standing between the trees, there was a 5th person. Nobody recognized them. The creepy part? They were wearing the exact same clothes as the friend who went missing that night. A guy said every night around 3 a.m. he'd hear footsteps above his ceiling, slow walking, back and forth. He thought it was rats, until one night he heard someone laugh. He lived alone. Too scared to check, he stayed in bed and tried to ignore it. Then he heard something drag across the attic floor, right above his room. A few seconds later, a quiet voice came through the ceiling. He knows you're awake. He grabbed his phone and called police. When they checked the attic, nobody was there, just old boxes, dust, and a mattress in the corner, like someone had been living up there. But the creepiest part, in the dust there were fresh footprints, leading to a wall, and stopping. A guy said he was home alone when his phone rang. The caller ID was his own number. Thinking it was a glitch, he answered. At first, silence, then heavy breathing. Finally, a voice that sounded exactly like him whispered, "Don't go downstairs." Right after that, he heard footsteps downstairs. The voice quickly said, "Lock your door, now." He locked it. A minute later, police searched the house. Nobody was there. But in the basement, they found his phone, still on the call. A dad said he was home alone with his 4-year-old daughter while his wife worked the night shift. Around 2 a.m., he was downstairs watching TV when he heard static from the baby monitor. Then a voice came through. Soft, quiet. "She's not asleep." He thought maybe his wife was messing with him through some app, so he laughed it off and checked the camera. His daughter was asleep. Or at least, that's what he thought. Because standing in the corner of her room was a tall figure, barely visible in the dark. He ran upstairs. The room was empty. No one there. His daughter was still asleep in bed. Shaken up, he went back downstairs. A minute later, the baby monitor turned back on by itself. This time, the voice sounded closer. "You forgot to check under the bed." He sprinted upstairs again, grabbed his daughter, and left the house. The next morning, police checked the room. Under the bed, they found empty water bottles, food wrappers, and a pillow. Someone had been sleeping there. POV. You're home alone at 2 a.m. You hear 3 knocks at the front door. Knock, knock, knock. You check your phone. "Mom, don't open the door for anyone." Suddenly, tap, tap, tap. Now it's coming from the kitchen window. In the back of the house. You slowly look outside. A pale face is staring at you, smiling. Then it disappears. You run upstairs and lock your door. Footsteps come up the stairs. They stop outside your room. Then a whisper. "You should have checked the closet." A guy said he started noticing weird things happening. Cabinets left open, food missing, but only a little. His TV would already be on when he got home from work. He thought he was just forgetting stuff. Until one night. He woke up around 3 a.m. because he heard footsteps in the hallway outside his room, slow footsteps, back and forth. He thought maybe someone broke in, so he grabbed his phone and stayed quiet. Then he heard whispering. At first he couldn't understand it, until the whisper got closer to his door. "Don't come out." He froze. A few minutes later, everything went silent. He finally opened his bedroom door and checked the hallway. Nothing. No one. The next morning, he decided to check his security camera in the kitchen. At 3:07 a.m., the footage showed his bedroom door slowly opening, but nobody walked out. Then, from the dark hallway, a tall shadow stepped into the kitchen, opened the fridge, and looked directly into the camera. Before the video ended, it whispered, "He finally heard me."